The core idea of agility is to deliver value faster with equal or better quality. Then we can quickly respond to market changes and the new exciting opportunities. It makes us better to compete and thrive in the market. Waterfall is a traditional way of managing a project. You plan the sequential phases of activities with handovers between. Such projects are based on the assumption that there will be no changes in phases, requirements, goals, or your estimates. If you use clearly defined roles and competencies of your project members, you will be cost efficient by grouping work together and gaining a high utilization of resources. But the drawback is the cost of any change is high because it will disrupt your optimization. So is it ever good? Well, let's take a construction of a bridge. It is well suited for a waterfall project. The land masses, they are not going to move, so changes to requirements are very unlikely. The concrete workers, they are the expert at foundations, but they are very expensive. They do their work and move on. The steel workers build the bridge, and finally, the pavers can lay down the road and the bridge can be used. A very cost-efficient, step-by-step construction project. But software development is fundamentally different. Software is never finished, and it's always possible to modify. And in contrast to that bridge, software exists in an ever-changing environment. Software does not degrade over time, but we need to keep it up to date to match its environment. But how ever-changing can the environment really be? Well, software is dependent on other software, for example on drivers and operating systems. Software is also dependent on hardware. Architecture, devices, processing power changes constantly. Software is also at risk from real-world events, like power outages, or something as silly as a person just tripping over a network cable. Software is also at risk from ever-evolving cyber attacks and malware. And finally, software is influenced by markets, emotions and people, like new opportunities, personal preferences, or just someone's opinion. Wow, this all sounds frightening, doesn't it? And is software a lost cause? Well, to succeed, we should really take advantage of the volatility, and we can do that by using agile practices. It requires us to accept and embrace the change as part of our reality. We should use the change as an opportunity for improvement and to gain an advantage. In Agile, we change our focus to manage the goals instead of managing the activities. So, while waterfall projects excels as cost saving by duration and efficiency of the activities, Agile instead creates the most value out of the requirements. A classic waterfall project. Requirements are constant throughout the project and passes through the different activities. During the project, work will be performed sequentially and finally delivered at the end. But any changes or errors will impact your plan and your efficiency of the activities and make the project late, more expensive, or maybe less complete. So what do? Well, in Agile, we rotate the process 90 degrees. The activities becomes the constant, and the requirements or features is the thing we finish. Combining these activities into one team consisting of all the competences needed to deliver the end-to-end value of every feature. Ownership and accountability of the final quality also belongs to that team. The calendar changes to focusing on finishing one requirement at a time in order the importance. Each delivery is always complete and accurate at every iteration. Management gets the benefit of an estimated cost per business feature instead of a cost per activity. Stakeholders, they can focus their knowledge on making the difficult decisions about what can be left undone. It's better to focus on more important things. So when you find yourself running short on money, you will be glad that you did not waste it on activities of analysis and design for features that will never be developed. Cost and risk management also makes more sense this way. Stakeholders get a shopping list of requirements that they can plan together with the team for the next iteration. This way of working started to pop up in the 1990s. Software engineers realized that the project methods of other engineering practices did not really suit software. The Agile Manifesto was created in 2001. The goal was to consolidate practices and establish a more value and people-centric way of delivering software. It consists of 4 values and 12 principles that details those values. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Collaboration and face-to-face communication are much better in creating shared understanding of our goals than it is to communicate through processes and tools. Working software over comprehensive documentation. Teams should always have working software so that they can change priorities if needed at the next iteration. Actual working software is much more valuable than a thick requirements document followed up by an even thicker design document. countless UML diagrams, and an endless amount of manual test cases. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. The customer is whoever consumes your software. By collaborating daily with the customer throughout development, the teams can adjust their work to the customer's need. The end result is much better software instead of a contract negotiation over some missing requirements. Finally, responding to change over following a plan. Why would you ever continue spending money on something that you believe was a good idea yesterday, but now you know it's no longer a necessity? All you're doing is constraining your ability to be competitive. Agile practices has been used by many software developers, but organizations are already applying these ideas to other business areas. In 2011, a book called The Lean Startup described how you can apply Agile principles to startup companies. So, what are the main steps to go from a waterfall project to Agile teams? Let the team be the constant that you invest in. Keep your software of high technical performance and easy to maintain and modify. Give the teams the power to self-manage and deliver quality and value using their own knowledge and expertise. Then you can continuously work with your customers and stakeholders to explore and innovate within and around the products. You will find where you can gain an advantage or new positive business effects. But an Agile product team is not only constrained to software. They should be seen as a vehicle to deliver value. It could be a service, a physical product, or something more abstract. But it should have a clear boundary, known stakeholders, and well-defined customers. Okay, we've talked about how Agile practices makes a lot of sense in terms of cost, risk, and value creation for businesses. And organizations who have applied it are currently improving by using the Agile value chain. Case studies shows that companies who are Agile through their organization improve 50% faster time to market, 50% improvement to quality, 35% increase in productivity, and 30% increased employee engagement. Also, it has been shown that high-performing Agile organizations show a 2,604 times faster time to recover from incidents than a low-performing Agile organization. So just doing Agile is not enough. It should be done with intent by everyone who has a stake in the products. And as you succeed with it, you will provide value faster, with better quality, and be able to repeat it over and over again. Thanks for watching.